Well, good morning, fellow zombies, from the diary of a griever named John Weaver, which is me. Not quite so much of a dark log as it's coming up on Monday morning, and it's about 7 after 5 o'clock in the morning. During the winter holidays, it would be dark, and out here on the West Coast, that's what it'll be right now. Sorry for the movements, I'm just getting my mask off. Sleep with a CPAP. Shout out to a lot of people out there, but I'm going to say it to Don Terrace from Don's Family Vacations and just Don. Because this dude has undergone a hell of a lot of stuff that I don't think I'd survive through if I actually had gone through it. And Don Terrace is an inspiration to a lot of cruisers, but it's not just about cruising. It's about cancer survival. It's about life hitting him and how he's trying to bounce back the way he can with a hell of a lot of positive energy coming out of this guy. He survived death. He survived people who have lost life. And he's still hungering for more. And he isn't afraid about the medical challenges since he's been through a lot of it over the past nearly 2 decades. Within that time period, he's dealt with a lot of things that would have crushed me. And sometimes I feel like I'm still trying to rebuild life right now as it is. I get comments from time to time from a few people here and there who actually do listen to me, and I don't even know why, but they do. And they're giving me courage to keep going. I appreciate that, guys. I don't get that much support group out here physically. I don't. I just don't. Talk about my stuff, but I hadn't shown them what the hell was going on. But a few of them actually do know, but rarely keep in contact with me. Oh, I keep monitoring them on social media, but I haven't heard anything from them anyway. Old friends who are dealing with their own lives. Who deals with a schmuck like me anyway? Shit. I guess I was the isolating bastard when I was growing up as a kid. And I knew these guys in high school. They got their own lives. Maybe I had touched a few, but it would have been better if I actually had communication with these people. But there's a few other people out there who I haven't even met that actually said some nice things. And usually I would say, well, I'm just a fool and idiot. I'm just an old fart. Yeah, well, I guess I am. But I'm also grateful for being alive and being appreciative. And it helps. So let's talk to the old Dawn Master, shall we? Angle's gonna be off, Bill. Sorry about this. Oh, yeah, I know. I'm just putting it on my desk. If you haven't seen anything crawling around, that's bug war I'm dealing with right now. On my channel, I kept talking about politics and how politics is affecting this and affecting that. But my own damn health takes priority and precedence as well. This week, I get to deal with a painful procedure that doesn't should have demanded some pain relievers for it before it gets started, but I'm going to have the courage for this one to deal with it. When you get a foot ulcer, it hurts like hell, especially when they get it infected and they have to cut out the old tissue to make new tissue grow. I haven't checked my wound in about 4 weeks since I had that visitation with a podiatrist. And she wanted to do some more excision on the damn thing. It was healing up nicely, but not fast enough for them, apparently. I felt it could be stalled out. I'll be on permanent wound care for the rest of my life if I didn't take care of it. Of course, I argue with the doctors, and I argue with the health insurance. Don't you guys have something to put the patient's mind at ease before you actually do something about it? I'll hear about it Thursday. It's the one I'm having more and more trouble sleeping these days. The closer it gets to a time where I know there's going to be slicing, dicing, and poking and prodding. My own damn phobias, fears, and experiences keep teaching me that every time I keep going to the doctor's office for some, it's always painful. One way or another. Either I learn how to grow courage on this one, or just be a continuing wimp. Well, all my life I've been a continuing wimp, just to let you know. I had been. Probably still is. My life, with growth comes pain, and pain is necessary for new growth. Pushes out the old, and the new has to get in there and take care of things. And eventually, when you get old, it gets worse and worse, at least for me anyway. Some people can actually have the courage to deal with it, take courage from other people for it. Me, I kept considering bringing in a teddy bear. Whatever gets my courage up, I guess. Just to clutch onto the damn thing every time when there's a blade slicing it into the flesh, and that hurts. And I have to deal with it. This week, before I get over there, I have to get myself showered and shaved. Or at least showered anyway. Have my body ready for this. Emotionally, am I ready for it? No. Physically, am I ready for it? No, but I gotta go through it anyway. I've been through a lot of painful procedures, and I don't like them. And I usually try to avoid them like the plague. I have pounded on too many keyboards in my lifetime, and I had made myself sore in both hands. That pain would go from the wrists all the way up to the joint, and sometimes up to the elbow. And it was always just pounding on keyboards. The one test that they put me through diagnosed me as having repetitive motion issues. But they had to make sure that they installed a lot of pain into it for me to give them the results that they wanted. One particular result I wanted to give them, which would have landed me in jail, because the pain would be that bad, and my impulse in my head was to seek out and hurt the pain giver. I was only a lab technician. I was lucky enough my brother was with me at the time. He kept trying to put me through the serenity prayer on a great deal. Try to get my mind wrapped around it. And the worst dignity about that one, the indignity of it, was to go back to work that day. Right after the test, grab a couple of Tylenol, and you're supposed to be set. No, I wasn't. I was still in pain all day. But I had to do my job, because that's all the time that the work would give me. Call center from hell, you're constantly pounding on a damn keyboard trying to get information to the callers and be a one-call resolution center. At the expense of your own damn pain and indignity, you've got to give them all the information necessary. Don't even give me a day or two to recover from the damn shit. No. Tylenol, Tylenol, Tylenol. This one, I cannot pump out Tylenol enough for it. Well, if I'm going to be going through extreme measures, I would. But for right now, just for today, just for Monday, I gotta take care of a few things when I get up. Take care of my dog. Take care of life on life's terms. Don gives me more courage than I am. He's gone through a lot of cancer treatments. And for a guy who hadn't done the things that would give him cancer, I'm kind of surprised that something triggered inside of him where cancer was going to be his major battle. For me, it's type 2 diabetes. Genetics, and then not taking care of myself properly. That's what happened. I got diabetes, blood sugar out of hell, and the painful things to do to test out the blood. Some people can't get used to it, but they still have to do it anyway to find out if their blood sugar is going to be spiking or not. I have to pay attention to my body to see whether or not my own conditions need it or not. I have to keep looking for the warning signs. I don't like needles. I stay the hell away from the needles as much as possible. But if I'm going to be dealing with syringes, I'm going to be letting a professional do it on me, so I can resent the living crap out of them for that one. Or if we're dealing with blood work, at least I can stick the damn arm out and say, okay, do it, I just don't have to see it. Makes me oogie. Give myself a little bit of a compromise right there. So I don't know what kind of a reward system there'll be. Except maybe good news that maybe my foot's still healing, but if it isn't, at least it's not turned gangrene. But if it has turned gangrene, then I'm foobar. But this is something I still have to talk about anyway. He's outgoing enough where he barely getting out there and doing the things he loves. I'm at home dealing with my dog, and I can't leave her just yet. Wednesday, I get to take her back to a vet for follow-up care on her ears and see if there's going to be anything to be done with them. The thing I am going to be regretting like crazy if it's going to be the last visit. And I mean that because it means it's going to be the final passage of my doctor. Not my doctor, but my dog. And I'm not quite sure how to deal with that one afterwards. I heard Don Terrace talk about a girlfriend that got to him and he couldn't be there for the funeral because he was going in for colonoscopy and he heard about her. He was miles away from her. Miles and miles away. Don Terrace lives in Canada. They got several territories squeezed in with each other. He had maybe one or two large territories that he can't cross overnight or anything else like that. But he had to get a colonoscopy done. I'm staring his ass apart on that one. There was a memory that he was sharing, and it was still getting him. It was still getting him. The thing is, when I keep talking to my therapist about what's going on with me, is how much grieving kicks my ass. Politics have kicked my ass because I'm seeing the things happening all around me that are destroying the country I love, I grew up under. Always practically worshipped the Bible and the Constitution at the same time, but the problem is I didn't marry the two. Like unfortunately I'm seeing these days that we have people wanting to marry both Constitution and the Bible together because there should be, because that's what they think. It's never supposed to be that way. But to the idiots, they want to think that way. God and Jesus should be with the United States government, and everybody else is a heathen, and oh my God, all the things I keep hearing. It gives me more acid reflux than anything else these days. Like I want to keep telling these people to settle it, alrighty? You can't marry the Bible and Constitution together because it's not meant to be. Like, they keep saying that it's supposed to be under Christian, because that's how the country is supposed to be. Because we were raised by Christians. No, we had other people in this country who had different viewpoints, and we were trying to make a pluralistic country, but not bending down to religion all the damn time. You want to be extremism? Look at Iran and be there if you wanted to be. Except not these days, anyway. No, yeah, because you have the idiots trying to kill them and blame them for it. It's the bully situation that we have, guys. United States, we're bullies. We're bullies. We kept saying that everybody else that we don't like are bullies, and we hate bullies. We're fair. Yeah, we're fair enough that we're launching missiles and killing people left and right for no provocation. None. I'm supposed to be okay with that? I'm supposed to be okay with citizens in the street getting hijacked by our federal government and locking them up temporarily and throwing them out in different countries, deporting them? Or how about we have court systems for decades maneuvering to where we're losing voting rights and things that matter most to us? Makes our country unique. All because we have to have a political party, a Trumplican party, in charge and installed. And would the Constitution rule something against having a third term since we already have an amendment in there? And yet we're still dealing and fighting with rumors for that one. Meanwhile, in order to satisfy an ego that's still sitting in the Oval Office, he wants everything for him. He wants more money. He's having his family grift like crazy. Not sharing a dime with anybody else for that matter, just only enriching themselves a great deal, then insulting people by destroying artifacts, architecture, installing architecture that's going to be an eyesore, but it's supposed to be representing him. Not to mention ruining a lake leading up to the White House. And that's going to be ruined right there. Because we want to paint it red, white, and blue because of an anniversary coming up for 250 years. How to screw that up? I'm not willing to wait another 250 years or another 50 years to see if it can be fixed. I'd like to see the damn thing get fixed well after 250-year anniversary. Repaired. Go back to where it was. I don't want to see an arch that blocks views from people and just it's there because one president wills it to be there. Or have an edifice next to the center of government that does nothing for the people of the country except hate it more. A ballroom? Seriously? We need a ballroom at the White House? A way for Trump to feel safe and secure because he doesn't want to get shot. He wants to stay in that place. He's making it his own Mar-a-Lago. And in his own Mar-a-Lago, he's got a statue for people to worship. Now, of course, the clergy and the people in politics are going to make their own jokes or actually make their own observations about, oh, it's not a golden calf, it's just a statue. Yeah, well, if I've been reading the Bible concerning about Leviticus, Leviticus was warning us about having statues before God. And unfortunately, he has a lot of people worshiping him in front of that damn statue. He has it at his golf tournament. It's one thing if I happen to see dead presidents and I'll see stone statues of them. But he is still living, unfortunately. The old gas bag is still living. And he's got statues. He's got architects. He's going to have an arch. He has an airport. He wants things named after him left and right just to feed his ego. And trying to throw our soldiers out, our sailors, to fight wars on his behalf, of hurting people who never haven't deserved any of this. But Trump wants it. No matter how many times we kept trying to yell and scream at him, he doesn't care, and neither does the elected officials we got in office. Some of them were jumping ship. Still barely keeping a majority in both chambers. But we got people jumping ship, so to speak. And it's becoming more of a political quagmire. What we viewed as special for our country, that everybody else must come to share with us about it, we have made it into a living joke, a living nightmare, and an insult. From here to time immemorial. We, the people, who were told and warned in the Constitution and also in the Declaration of Independence what could happen. And we didn't listen to our ancestors. We didn't listen to the originators of our country. We didn't listen and read hard enough of their disgust of being bullied by a ruler who wanted religion under his own and had Parliament under his own thumb and told the 13 colonies, obey or else. No taxation without representation, we told him. And instead, he just sent the troops after us. And we had to have a revolutionary war over it for nearly a decade. That wasn't bad enough. We also had our own damn things regarding slavery of people and of hurting other people while taking territories left and right. Oh, we make deals with other governments concerning about territories, but not the true residents of the country that we're invading. 250 years we're supposed to be celebrating. I don't feel the need to celebrate it. And while people will be celebrating and screaming out Trump's name, anticipatory, just waiting for the day so they go nuts over it. I'm like, no. I think maybe I'll bring out my sign and show it people. course, they're going to be yelling and screaming at me or just laughing at me because I did No King's Day. I didn't go into the celebration walks. I didn't go into those marches. Stayed home with my dog because I thought she had more priority than they did. But I'm going to have to make a choice on this one. It's depending on how I'm going to be in July, whether or not my foot's going to be alive, if I'm going to be alive, or anything else is going to be happening. But if I plan on this, in my own town, I will put up a sign. And I'll just hold it. If I actually had a shirt that is bicentennial enough, or red, white, and blue enough, but I feel like I have no need to do that because either I'm celebrating Trump or I'm celebrating the decommissioning of my country. Or I'm going to be celebrating the spirit of my country that matters a great deal to me. So in essence, I got to do what I got to do. And I may be posted as a pariah. Okay, fine. I'm a pariah. But it's something I have to say and do, and it's something I need to do. So if I'm a pariah, I'm a pariah. I've been one my whole life. I tried to belong, I tried to be part of. But I guess in my essence, I am an isolator. I'm an independent. And I'm getting sick and tired of people trying to shove their shit down my throat. Maybe it's time I better shove some shit down their throat. Make them understand why I'm on the opposite side. Decisions made, or decisions to be made. I'll have a thing to think about in it. That being said, if I get this damn thing to work right.